Okay, Charles and Steve, whoever wants to comment about this first, you were talking about the elections to begin with and how that was dismal, but most importantly, let's look ahead a few years. It just indicates that it's going to be a rough time as far as a.
One of the things that I tell a lot of people is with these elections that have just happened back this past November, I expect to see our functioning National Labor Board. Uh, I think it's going to go to a dysfunctional National Labor Board. We're going to go back. We're going to take a few steps back where we were before it was functioning, and we got to get in here and get people that are going to support labor. And the politicians that we have put in here this past November are not supporters of labor.
And my take on it is that I did several phone banking leading up to the elections, and for the number of union brothers and sisters voting against their own interests is very, to me, discouraging. Because when I did my phone banking and just calling just union members, I found out that a lot of them actually votes against their own interests. And whether we want to believe it or not, now that the election cycle is over, that this governor, her goal is this time around, this state actually gave her the red light that actually tried to decertify just about every union because she said plain that union is not welcome in the state of South Carolina. And we as union brothers and sisters, we can no longer sit by the wayside and think that somebody else is going to fight this battle because our sisters and brothers on the West Coast got it saying an injury to one is an injury to all. And I think we started tonight in our CLC meeting. We elected new officers and stuff, and then actually trying to combat a lot of stuff that the governor is going to be taking to the state against organized labor, against unions. We plan on fighting back for this crown this time around.
So it's going to be a big fight.
It's going to be a big fight.
Key is education. To lead a good fight, we have to educate our members, our community, our friends, our family. That's where we're going to have to fight first, or we're going to have to educate them first, and then we'll start the fight. But it's coming.
Y'all are saying that next year, as far as contracts will concern, and just the interaction between management and unions, it's going to be a rough year.
Well, when it comes to the ILA, our international have already told us, gave us some suggestions on what we need to do and how to engage our membership. First of all, like Steve said earlier, on that we must educate, and then we must definitely take a serious effort to organize in the community, the churches, the schools, everywhere, because they're the one must help us win these next round of negotiation and the union campaign as a whole. That we must educate the community on our issues and on what we actually are going to be faced with in the upcoming round of negotiations. We had CLC meeting earlier this evening, and I think we got about maybe 4 or 5 international unions. Contract is going to expire early on in 2015, and they're faced with some of the same issues that we are faced with within the ILA.
As Charles said, there's going to be quite a few different contracts expiring next year, and I spoke about 4 contracts in CWA throughout the national that are going to be expiring next year, and this is going to be a huge fight for us because AT&T is going after our benefits and our way of life, and if they are successful, the middle class is going to diminish, and it might not affect this might not affect you and your job, but eventually it's going to dwindle down and it's going to hit all of us. So we all have to make a stand together and fight to to keep the middle class in place.
So, like a lot of people take for granted that the labor movement in the United States is secure because it's been around a long time, but they forget that it was formed and developed and strengthened through hard work and even blood. And people do exist who would like to take it back. And that's really happening. They say that we're like, I mean, the National AFL says that we're like one Supreme Court decision away from banishing the labor movement, and that there are forces that really want to do that.
And I must agree with them. The reason why I agree with them, my personal opinion, is because the vast majority, even some of our international leaders, tried to actually run the union like a blue collar worker. And it's almost gone to that now, because even the lower rank and file now, I mean, the average local can very well, it's very hard for them sometimes even to have union meetings, because everybody is so lax because they have good benefits, good wages, good retirement benefits, and all of this stuff. So then